Alright YouTube, today I'm going to do the floor and I'm going to put my seat swivel in and put my passenger chair back, which will be quite useful. I've got this because it's what's left over from the rest of the van, and I'm just going to lay it in these valleys. Not really for insulation, it'll help with the soundproofing a bit, but mainly I just want to get rid of it. And it'll be better under my plywood floor than it will be hanging around in my shed. I was going to do the plywood floor next and show you how to do some scribing, but I've got to put my seat in because I've got to take my van somewhere. So I'm going to install Kira Van's double seat swivel. I'm quite hopeful for this one because the other ones you tend to find on eBay, they have the bolt pin thingamybobs inside the seat. So when you've got your seat full of stuff, you've got to take all that out to release the pins to turn your chair, which is really annoying. Now these ones have got the bolts outside. Alright, it might not be quite as pretty, but it's much more practical. It also levels the seat up, because the problem with these passenger seats is when they're in the driver position they tend to sit back. So when you swivel them, they now sit forward. This one levels them up a bit so that it's in a more level position when it's been rotated. Let's see if it works. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's bloody heavy. Right, there we go, that's that in. I'll get the plywood floor down and we'll tidy up a bit before I give you a demonstration. We'll try and be a bit more professional with our presentations. Right, I bought a new step that will come up higher than this and it'll cover over the top of the plywood and the flooring. So we need to take this one out. That was easy. Here we go, plywood sheets then. These vans are always more than one sheet wide. So I always like to have my joint on this side because this side is going to be a high traffic area and I don't want any movement in the floor. Now I like to put the joint on one of these ribs, and I know that this sheet needs moving over 60mm. It's only roughly cut to shape at the minute. So what I need to do is get a piece of material 60mm and then copy the shape of that onto the plywood but 60mm away. Then we cut that off and then it should fit perfectly and drop that edge on that ridge. So let's see if we can make it work. Right, there we go, we've got a 60mm piece. I always like to put a point on it because then that'll pick up all the details. And all you simply do, put it that side and just slide it along. And when it comes to your complicated shapes like this, what I do, rather than try and slide it along and end up with a bumpy line, I just place it, stick a dot, move it along a bit, stick a dot, and then we'll join all the dots up to create a shape. What you also have to remember is your scribing piece has to stay perpendicular to the sheet. Don't scribe it off that way because you're going to take too much out. It's got to be that way. It's got to be perpendicular. So we're moving along, place a dot, 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 join them all up. Joining the dots up, it's just dot to dot like that. So we'll cut that off, then that should come along. That fits nice and neat along there now. And don't worry if it's not perfect on that first pass. You should be fairly close, and from there you can nibble the bits off that need nibbling off. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you scribe a bit of plywood. So I'll get this one fixed down and then we'll do the same on the other side, scribe that, drop it in, fix it, and we're done. I don't care what you say, there's nothing wrong with a bin trestle. Boom, there we go, a nice smooth plywood floor to work on. Now, in the next, oh, I know what I've not done. I've not given you my professional presentation of the swivel seat, have I? Really? Right, there we go YouTube, that's that in. Really pleased with that seat swivel, that works much better than